Hey, it's Jen, Bitch in a Hurry, Not So Mystical Tarot. This is going to be a reading for Scorpio, Sun, Moon, or Rising for the 15th to the 31st of December, 2018. We are heading right straight into the end of the year. I will try to get videos up for each sign for the 2019 projections. If you're interested in a personal reading, all of that is in the description below. You can find me at Bitch in a Hurry on Instagram or bitchinahurry.com, which is where all of that personal information is listed for personal readings, etc. And I do have a little sale going on, so if that's something that you're interested in, please let me know. Oops. Let me just let these rest for a minute. We're going to start right out with your reading here. We've got the Three of Pentacles. You're working on something, and your attention to detail is really important right now. There's some details that you do not want to miss and do not want to skip over. So you know what these are. If you don't, take some time out, ask some people. You can see here that you have a very strong center of support. You have some people on your team that are like close to you, that you don't have like 50 people to ask, but you have a couple people that you're very close to. If you don't know what details you're missing, go to these people and ask them, because they know. So they are on your team. They're ready to support you. Absolutely ask them what is, what your next move should be. They are really on your team. Now, secondly, we have the Four of Pentacles, which is technically the Miser card. This says to me very often that you don't want to make any rash financial decisions at this time. A couple other signs have gotten this too. You don't want to make any rash financial decisions or commitments at this time. The other thing, though, that I see with this, for this, what we're talking about right here, combined with this three, we're paying attention to detail, is to keep this kind of close to your chest. Whatever it is you're working on is your business right now. It's not really for everybody else to chime in or, the assistance, yes, but I'm saying like social media, no. This is whatever you're working on, you need to keep it kind of right here until you're really ready to release it, because there's some things that you're finishing up, detail-wise, right? The details, you're finishing some things up in this project or this thing, this decision you're going to make, whatever it might be, whether you're like buying a house, redoing your budget so that you can buy a house, whatever it is, you're just going to want to kind of keep this information to yourself. I feel like if you don't, you could get unsolicited advice that will either confuse you, upset you, irritate you, annoy you, whatever it is. And we have the Nine of Swords here, which tells me it's family, something from your past, whatever it is. There is something kind of looming in the background, and you can see, this person right here is looking over their shoulder like, oh my gosh, what is coming next? Like, I remember, and that's part of it. It's like, oh, I remember this, and this went wrong. When's the next, when's the other shoe going to drop? When's the next instant, thing that's going to happen that's going to cause me a problem? Please don't live your life doing this, looking over your shoulder, waiting for the next shoe to drop. That is what's kind of keeping you from moving forward right now. And in conjunction with this, you have the Eight of Swords, which is a prison of your own making. This is heavy, Scorpio. Whew, I feel like I can't breathe. It's a prison, and you see the swan, right? It's beautiful swan. Up here is light and a little birdie, and this swan is all mangled up in all these swords down here, but all the swan has to do is like look up and fly away. So this is a prison that you are making of worry and, oh no, what if, that's going to be the title. What if, right? Or something along those lines. Like, you are mired in the past, worrying about what if this happens again? What about that? What about this? I definitely feel like this has something to do with a job or something with your home life, that you're afraid that if you make this decision or make this financial commitment or buy a house, change jobs, go for this promotion, you're going to feel some kind of heartbreak, or there's going to be some problem like what happened before. Like, remember what happened last time? Remember what happened last time? You better not do anything. You better not. Oh no, because it could happen again. A prison of your own making. Please release yourself from this, because this is no way to spend your life remembering what happened and the mistakes you've made. I always say, if we had to wear like a sandwich sign of every mistake we'd ever made, we would all be pretty unsuccessful, right? It would be pretty unattractive to have to walk around with every mistake you've ever made listed on your sandwich sign. Okay, now This is stemming from some kind of a heartbreak. I'm not thinking that you're going to experience heartbreak right now. This is stemming from a heartbreak. So whatever this was very painful, and that's why you haven't been able to let this go. But you can see this constant worry of, will this happen again? It could be so much as like somebody getting a divorce and losing their home to their other spouse or something like that. I'm not saying that is what it is, but it could be. It's just an example of being afraid you're going to lose. Because remember last time. Remember how it used to be. Looking back in the past. Remember this, remember that. Oh no, it could happen again. Oh no, remember how bad this felt? I don't want that to happen again. You're going to have to do some serious soul searching and like cleansing of your space to get this energy away. Do not take this into 2019 with you. Now, we've got some clarifier cards. We're going to get some more, but the good news is you have the Nine of Cups. This says, oh my gosh, I can breathe. The Nine of Cups is like a point where you're going to come past all of this. You need to deal with it, but you're going to deal with it and it's going to be gone. I really believe you will deal with this once and for all, one last time, and then you're going to be like, oh my gosh, I just set myself free from all this crap. Thank God, I'm done, I'm out. You have this Nine of Cups, which is like very close to emotionally being very fulfilled and knowing exactly where you're going, what you're doing. I'm not saying you're not going to vacillate back and forth between, oh my God, remember all this awful stuff, remember, when's it going to happen again? You will, because you have the Five of Cups here, which is like, you're so stubborn in letting this go. You have to let this go. Five of Cups is like a feeling of loss, of confusion, but you know what you have to remember? Don't focus on these three cups. Funny, Three of Swords, right? And these three cups right here, heartache, heartbreak, three sad emotional things. Don't focus on those three things. They're done. They're gone. They're over. There's two cups over here that are upright. Focus here. All is not lost. Hope is not gone. Saying goodbye. Sometimes we hold on to this kind of hurt and we are in our own little prison because it's comfortable for us and we feel safe there. But you know what? Saying goodbye to all of that, you have two cups here that are upright. So I know you're going to go back and forth. You're not going to just, that's what this tells me, having the Nine of Cups and then the Five. You're going to have days where you feel great and days where you feel a little bit lost. And you know what? Most of the time, life is not a complete upward, trend. Life kind of does this, and that's that. That's the Nine of Cups and the Five, the Nine and the Five. You're going to have good days, and you're going to have days where you're just really not so sure, and that's okay because that's how life goes. Some days you just aren't so sure. Some days you just aren't okay, and it's all right. It's all right. Let's get a couple more cards to clarify for our Scorpios for the end of the year. I really want to see you guys let this go. Let this go. Stop dragging it around. This can be it could be an old relationship. It could be an old hurt. Maybe you were hurt by a family member or your spouse or something else. And if that's the case, breathe and try to move past it. We have the King of Swords, and he came up in another reading for the same type of reason. The King of Swords is the most objective, sharp-minded energy in the deck. Just close to that High Priestess of intuition, right? Very sharp-minded. And the King of Swords is telling you, listen to the story that you tell yourself in an objective way. Like another person is coming and telling you the story and it's someone that you don't know. What would you tell that person? Don't give it all the history and all the feels that you have. Use the King of Swords for this objectivity. It's like I said, somebody else that you don't know is coming and telling you the story. Let's say you're mad about something that happened 10 years ago, or you're in pain over something. Is that really relevant to you now? No. If you need to say your piece about it, then say your piece about it and be done with it. Do not take it with you. And again, just like the Nine of Cups here and the Five of Cups, you're going to go up and down. You're going to be victorious, and then you're going to fall back to, oh no, oh no, oh no. Remember, you got these two cups here that are upright. Just like this, you have the King of Swords here. Where are you going to fall back to this Eight of Swords? Eight of Swords on this deck. This always happens. Tarot is a story. And then the Eight of Swords here, the prison of your own making. So you're going to have days that you're like, I am objective. I know what's going on. I understand. I am so enlightened. And then you're going to have days where you're like, I don't know what to do. I'm just going to sit and wallow here and feel sorry for myself. But you know what? You have to know there's always hope. There's always the hope. You have those two cups that are upright. There is always hope. And you have this King of Swords in your back pocket. So you have the ability You have the ability to pull yourself through this. It's going to be tough, but like, I think super cathartic for you. You're going to feel like the weight of the world, like you can fly by the time that you move yourself through this. I just wanted to get one more card to kind of round this reading out. This is a very intense reading. Okay, and you've got the moon. The moon, I always say, is like that candlelight card. Like when you go to a candlelight dinner, everything is so beautiful. But if you saw it by the light of day, you would realize, you know, the tablecloth isn't that clean. The napkins are kind of frayed. The candle's dirty. You know, you would realize that. So remember, when you look back on things that have happened, sometimes you don't see all the terrible things. You don't see the way things really were. This is a card of illusion and delusion, not seeing things properly. So just remember, when you look back on things, it isn't always the way that you remember it. It doesn't always have that kind of intensity. It doesn't always look the way that you're purporting it to yourself. Just remember that. And I think the biggest thing to remember here is you're going to have these 9 of Cups awesome days and this like, oh no, 5 of Cups, what happened? I'm feeling a loss. Same, like you're going to have this King of Swords, I'm in control, and then these, you know, this 8 of Swords, this prison. Just remember that it doesn't always, things are not always what they seem, okay? Things are not always what they seem, but you're going to come out on the other side of this, like, come at me. I got this. So you do have this, and I cannot wait to hear how you guys are doing. I'll talk to you soon.